ASMR Retro Forever. Hey guys, welcome to episode 9 of my DVD collection video series. This episode will focus on action movies and some martial arts movies, but mostly action movies. Okay, let's see what we got today. I think I have a pretty good selection of videos here. Movies. I think you're gonna enjoy it. So first up, I think everybody knows this guy. It's Chuck Norris. C-H-U-C-K star N-O-R-R-I-S American Hero Collection. There he is, with the American flag, of course, and his gun. So this is a collection that contains how many movies? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movies. Delta Force 2. Missing in Action 2, the beginning. Braddock, Missing in Action, Part 3. Of course, there's this mighty Chuck Norris beard. That's a cool cover, though. I have to say that is a cool cover. Alright, so let's see if I can read this. I might have to mumble some of the words to avoid YouTube's censorship, but the Delta Force political extremists have taken innocent people and only the original Chuck Norris and Lee Marvin can rescue him. It's 128 minutes of explosive wall-to-wall action as Norris and Marvin try to save them and avenge America's honor before it's too late. 120 minutes. It's pretty long for that type of a movie. And then there's Delta Force 2. Delta Force Colonel Scott McCoy. Norris is back on a daring mission to destroy deadly American cartel. Against all odds, McCoy and his squad must fight their way through an intense battle to free hostages being held by a notorious lord in this lightning-based turbocharged adventure. So missing in action, American servicemen are still being and it's up to one-man invincible Army Colonel James Braddock to bring them home in this blistering fast-paced action adventure. You got Missing in Action 2, the beginning. In this blazing prequel to Missing in Action, Colonel Braddock Norris and 5 of his men are captured and placed in a torturous work camp ruled by a ruthless, maniacal warden until Braddock seizes an opportunity to spring into action and free his men at any cost. And then Braddock Missing in Action 3. Colonel Braddock. It's personal when Braddock discovers that his wife and son are still alive under his rose. He dons fatigues, loads of weapons, and returns to teach his enemies a lesson in vengeance. So, to be honest, the only movie I really remember in some detail is the Delta Force, the first Delta Force movie. Probably because the theme song is so memorable. Look up Delta Force theme song, and you won't be disappointed. It's a very cheesy, but very, I don't know what the word is, glorious song. Like, just, you have to imagine Chuck Norris killing people while you're listening to the music. I don't really remember Delta Force 2 at all. And then the Missing in Action movies, I just remember bits and pieces. I don't really have specific memories of them, other than them being kind of like, I don't know, poor man's Rambo. I don't know, maybe that's kind of harsh, but I just felt like it's trying to be Rambo, and Rambo does Rambo better than anyone else can do Rambo, if you know what I mean. So that is Chuck Norris American Hero Collection. Okay, this movie, my friends, is an absolute classic. It is Roadhouse, starring Swayze. R-O-E-D-H-O-U-S-E. Roadhouse. There he is, the man, Patrick Swayze. It's really a shame that he passed away, but it says it's the last call for action. And I'll talk about the movie after I read the back, but I know it's become a meme because of Family Guy. Because Peter kept saying Roadhouse, but it is actually a really good movie. I remember watching it so many times as a kid, which I probably shouldn't have been able to watch a movie like this, but it's a lot of fun. Let's try to read the back. See if this, I can read this super small writing. Well, this says, this movie filled my noggin with good times all around. Alright, so Dalton, that's Patrick Swayze's character, is the best bar bouncer in the business. I'm already smiling. But he's anything but typical. He's a little small for his trade, has a degree in philosophy, and he believes in being nice. When he's hired to clean up the Double Deuce in the small town of Jasper, he's pushed to his breaking point. Turns out Jasper is controlled by an evil sadist who doesn't want anyone meddling with his town. After he sends his goons to bust up the Double Deuce, and all breaks loose. Now it's no more Mr. Nice Guy for Dalton as he starts busting heads, leading him to an all-time no holds barred but whooping showdown of the century. So yeah, that pretty much sums it up. He's a bouncer, and he gets hired by this bar, Double Deuce, in this small town, and town is controlled by this guy, Brad Wesley. Is the character's name. Is such a good villain. The fact that I can remember his name better than I remember the main character's name shows off such a good villain and a cool name that he had, Brad Wesley. Just a small, little smarmy villain, but he has a lot of power. So, very, very good movie. Lots of good fights, bar brawling, and stuff like that. So, and there's Patrick Swayze punching somebody, and it's funny because I always thought if they made it like this, I thought this back then, I thought if they made a Street Fighter movie, they could put Patrick Swayze as Ken, and here he is with like a red shirt, because that's the color of his, Ken's, what do you call that thing, like gi or whatever. But yeah, really fun movie, entertaining, and it's a good story too. It's not just good action, the story is actually good too, so I highly, highly, highly recommend this movie. Check it out if you can. Alright, here's another pretty good movie. It's Wesley Snipes in Passenger 57 B A S S E N G E R 57. And there he is. It's not a really good cover. I thought this is the original cover, but it says he's an ex-cop with a bad mouth, a bad attitude, and a bad seat for the terrorists. On Flight 163, he's very bad news. So it's kind of like Die Hard on a plane. Well, parts of Die Hard take place on a plane, but no. Nail-biting adventure, sensational, and he's the villain in the movie. It says, air travel is safest, the FAA says, but the FAA never figured the risk with Charles Reign on board. The reign of terror has masterminded foreigners attacks. Soon there will be a fifth, and that's bad news for the passengers of Flight 163, but there's good news too. The man in seat 57, Wesley Snipes, earns his wings in this exciting airborne adventure. He plays John Cutter, an undercover security operative who enters the lavatory and exits to find Rain and his gang have taken over. Cutter's next move is clear: do or be done to. It's an action. was Wesley Snipes, whatever, his first starring role where he was the main, star. I think, I'm not 100% sure. But it's actually a really good movie. Pretty solid, good action, and yeah, Wesley Snipes does a good job in this movie. Passenger 57, not as good as Die Hard, of course, but it is a good movie, so check it out if you like Die Hard style movies. Alright, this is Steven Seagal Collection. STEVENSEAGAL. And it's just two movies, Above the Law and Art to Kill. And there's Steven Seagal doing the face that is the only face he knows how to make. He doesn't have the greatest acting range, but So, it says he chops, they drop. And Steven Seagal really do chops, I don't know, but his Smash and Bash screen debut, Steven Seagal shows he's an action hero to reckon with in Above the Law. He plays Nico Toscani, tough as nails Chicago cop who bounds from the force, dares to fight, and their all lives on their all lethal terms. Andrew Davis directs. Oh really? He directed The Fugitive. That's impressive. I mean, this is before The Fugitive, but. And then there's Hard to Kill. The second film of Seagal's career is hard to beat. The volatile tale of gun-down LA detective Mason Storm, great name, who awakens from a coma determined to find his would-be killers. As Storm, Seagal unleashes a fury of revenge and combines cutting down bad guys with cuttingly funny one-liners. So, I don't remember too much about it. I've seen like all the early Steven Seagal movies, and there's some pretty good ones. I think these two are pretty good, but honestly, I don't remember specifics from them, but I remember enjoying them. And then, of course, he went on to make like really bad, straight to DVD action movies and whatever. So, yeah, I know he just doesn't look like an action star anymore. He's getting up there in age and weight. I'm not trying to body shame or nothing, but if you're gonna be an action star, try to get in some kind of shape. That's my philosophy, I guess, but not really. But anyway, so that's that. Here is a really good movie, Kill Bill. KILLBILL. It's an amazing cover with Thurman there with the samurai sword and that awesome outfit, kind of playing homage to Bruce Lee a bit, I guess. And it's the fourth film by Quentin Tarantino, written and directed by Quentin Tarantino. And I saw this when it came out. Not when it came out, but like when it came out on DVD. And it was hyped up so much that I don't think I liked it as much as I would have if I didn't hear any of the hype. I do think it's a good movie, but I think if I watch it again, because I only watched it that one time, which is quite a while ago, but maybe if I watch it again, I'll get more of an appreciation for it. But it is a good movie, for sure. Astonishing. The acclaimed fourth film by groundbreaking writer and director Quentin Tarantino. Kill Bill Volume 1 stars Uma Thurman, Lucy Liu, and Vivica A. Fox in an astonishing action-packed thriller about brutal betrayal and epic vendetta. 4 years after taking a bullet in the head at her own wedding, the bride since it's kill or be killed. Fight she didn't. What? It's kill or be killed. Fight she didn't start, but is determined to finish. Loaded with explosive action and outrageous humor. It's a must-see motion picture event that has critics everywhere raving. 2 thumbs up by Ebert and Roper. What's the name? Roper, whatever. Alright, here's a cinematic masterpiece. No, I'm just kidding. It's Marine. The Marine. M-A-R-I-N-E. Starring John Cena, of course, from WWE. This is the unrated version. And I have to say, that's a really cool cover with the flag in the background and the explosions and stuff. And it's funny to see John Cena looking so young. Okay, super small writing. I don't know if I'm gonna. No, you know what? I'm not gonna be able to read this. The writing's too small. But oh yeah, there's a T-1000. What's his name? Robert Patrick. Is that his name? Anyways, he's the villain in this movie. Did I like this movie? It was okay. It's not amazing. I mean, if this is a WWE Studios film, I'm not sure it is. You know, for a low budget film, it's okay, I guess. I just feel like it could have been better if they kept this. I don't know, they tried to do too much, maybe, or I don't know. To be honest, I don't remember too many details other than I was expecting better. You know, I don't mean like more explosions or higher budget or whatever, but a better story, slightly better story. It was almost there. It was almost good. I'm not saying it's bad. It just, I don't know, I felt a bit let down when I eventually saw it. So I actually also have the second Marine movie. I don't know where it is, but it's starring Ted DiBiase Jr. and actually had him sign it and an autograph signing too. That's pretty cool. Maybe I'll find it next time for next video. Speaking of wrestlers, this is the Steve Austin 4-movie collection. STEVEAUSTIN. And as you can see, it's wrapped in plastic, so I haven't seen any of these yet, but it's for Steve Austin movies. This one is The Stranger. This is Hunt to Kill. This is The Package, which also stars Dolph Lundgren. And this one is Maximum Conviction. Wow, that's a bad name. Starring Austin and Steven Seagal, of course. And there's no details about the movie on the back, like no description. But yeah, I'm not expecting these movies to be amazing, but I'll check them out regardless, eventually. Alright, somebody's revving their engine out there. It's getting a little bit hyped up with all these action movies, but this is a great movie. Ong Bak, I guess that's how you say it. O-N-G-B-A-K. And I forgot the drop kick in the middle. And it is starring Donnie Yen. A New Hero is Born. Oh, I didn't realize there was a subtitle. The Thai Warrior. It's a cool, kind of like a tin version. The box is like some kind of metal, but yeah. So let's take a look at the back. Donnie Yen is the long overdue answer to Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan. One night, a former native of a rural Thai village has his men steal the head of the town's Ong Bak Buddha statue. favor with ruthless bank crime boss comes to one, I guess. The locals regard the theft as a catastrophe and seek a champion to retrieve their lost treasure. They find their man in Ting, which is played by Donnie Yen, an orphaned youngster raised at the local temple and schooled by Bra Kru, a kindly monk in an ancient system of Muay Thai, 9 body weapons. Ting travels to the main streets of Bangkok, where he's forced to compete in illegal street fights, taking on both local and foreign opponents to win the head of Ong Bak from the pitless underworld kingpin. This is a really good movie. I think I only seen it once when I bought it, but I didn't remember enjoying it a lot. Great martial arts. Donnie Yen is awesome. I like the storyline. Not overly complicated, but still, you have some emotional connection to it. You can understand, sort of, to some degree, the situation that he's in. So it is a lot of fun, a lot of action, great fight scenes, and I remember there being a lot of what do you call that, parkour influence too. But maybe I'm thinking of a different movie. I don't know. But this is highly enjoyable and definitely a movie I want to watch again because it's been way too long since I've seen it. This is, I believe he's called it IP Man, not IP Man. Not 100% sure, but IPMAN. Mentor of iconic legend Bruce Lee. And it stars Donnie Yen. And this is the collector's edition. I like Donnie Yen, he's awesome. I've seen a few of his movies and I enjoyed all of them. And I really liked him in Rogue One. He was awesome in that too, that staff or whatever, that bow, whatever you call it. Part of me wished, one part of the movie he finds a lightsaber and just uses that. That would have been friggin' awesome. But anyway, let's take a look at the back. Donnie Yen, who's taking on real star charisma, is aces as Ip Man. Let's see if I can even read this. Behind every great martial artist lies a teacher. Ip Man, starring Donnie Yen, is the award-winning film adaptation about the life story of Ip Man, grandmaster of Winning Chun and mentor to legendary Kung Fu superstar Bruce Lee, set in Foshan, China during the Sino-Japanese War. Ip Man vividly brings to life the brutality of the infamous Japanese occupation, where once brown men were forced to fight till their death for a precious bag of rice. Defined by courage and humility, Ip Man, whose fighting skills are revered all over China, rises to the forefront. Upon refusing to teach his martial arts to the invading Japanese soldiers, he is forced to fight for the honor of his country in a series of battles that will culminate in a kill or be killed showdown with Japan's greatest fighter. And finally, we have Only the Strong, STRONG, starring Dacascos. That's in there. The ultimate martial art. Includes, I don't enjoy that, sheer excitement and hard-hitting action. Ex-Special Forces soldier Louis Stevens, played by Dacascos, returns to Miami to find his former high school overrun by a master of the Brazilian martial arts of capoeira. I always have trouble saying that. Stevens pledges to straighten out a dozen of the school's worst students by teaching them this demanding and highly disciplined fighting style. Slowly, his program begins to work, giving students new hope and purpose. But the local juggler himself, a martial arts expert, of course, vows to stop Stevens' positive influence. Now, Stevens must fight to save his own life as well as the lives of his rebellious young students. So it's kind of like one of those movies where a teacher tries to help, troubled students, but also mixed in with martial arts. So it's pretty good, like I said, nice simple storyline, not overly complicated, and a lot of good fight scenes. So it's low budget, it's not the greatest movie, but it's fun, it's enjoyable. And also Mark Dacascos was in the, you might remember him from the Terrible Double Dragon movie. He was one of the dragons in Roach One. You probably remember him from some other things, but I'm drawing a blank at the moment. But anyway, that's it for today. Those are the action/martial arts movies I wanted to show you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you found it relaxing. And I will see you guys next time.